for our video mo abetwetwe nkomo e was have mamu nyina akwa aba
That's it.
So
I mean answer na doc empo mu say lawyer empo mu say
Oh, sorry. Not minute. Let me just say when
the doctor ma me try doctor bebe sisi ya doctor so be doctor Sanka ba kan ho.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah. Na ya also empo mu say
me ho ya pa
na Dr. Sanka uche di as Sanka layo.
And I'm run rough.
Who da ma? Okay. Ya branding tin you be born to and now you be sha say ye nkomo twetwe ne lawyer be sha se ne atwetwe nkomo e be say be di say we superior say ensio to na se wante a ade achi so wo hu fomu ana em say bia ento busuan ni bi ntine bia wonim ne yekoso ye nyira nim se no ne o ma yekoso wo ice ahoro wonam kurom ye hunu wo TV so ye hunu social media afi so say ye no kura nye no kura ade na yekoso na ye nsa kan lawyer ha lawyer Roda awo ye nchen e wa ha nti enu be twetwe nkomo no wa cheche enu mom kakra afi so na futu o hoso de man ya betumi ye den ade ya boy ntomo ano se ne ye be ye hia ya ye hunu ya be ye enti lawyer we die me nko akache tentem you say me ko bidie next one ka bia akenye aha asin semo a ekoso a ye kan say ice ka be kan say sujafo anase policefo a wodam kuromu a say woni nkrata ye bisa wo nkrata asem ne ade ho nsensem a ewo mfrabam na say wo ye lawyer ni sensem ekoso yi anso be bisa say social media hype anasa anso ye no kore say the ekoso.
Well, okay. Firstly, good afternoon. I think I chose to meet the
you're blending the kakra can
social media hype. A mixed kaka. So yeah, you know, it's true say AC. It's very true say AC, but it's not to the degree they're showing it. In fact, I think me checking some research about a week or so ago. The goal, what they wanted to send out, I think over almost, I think 1 million or so, close to about 1 million people that they wanted to deport outside of this country. They didn't reach their goal. And see, because they didn't reach their goal, and see, they are showing things to make it seem, say, you know, we are forceful, you know, so that they can please their base. Because or campaigning for president, no, or can say, okay, Ninya Bray or Ba, because they didn't reach their goal, and they are showing now more call, but unfortunately, no, to me, they can't reach their goal. To me yet. So they are trying to make it look as though sad. They know what they're trying to make it look as though sad. You know, we are fulfilling the things that we do.
Yeah, Matuasi. That's far. It's not just say and the crest said the ice. Yeah, my home. I'm saying you move back on that. My feedback, my meeting. It's true. Said you're out there doing the operation and they are going after people, but just because they are not able to meet their target, so you're throwing out information, making it look say, oh, they are actually doing the job.
Exactly. So what you see is happening, but it's not to the degree because many clients be last Monday, New York, 26 Federal Plaza. It's been in the news. I'm off work or ICE at their detention. So alcohol for interview, almost say alcohol for interview, and I will start you've overstayed, visa expire, and I didn't you bet you call Monday if you hold no problem. The clients know when you're on a green card. And see I'm on for things are okay for some people. Is it happening, Patron? It's happening, but and yet obia.
So anything you bet me I can say as at now, no. Okay, you're showing from this angle. Why and those are which people are they looking for specifically? Do they have a group of people they are targeting? And I say almost say they are at least so I don't fall within this category of group, or they just go in and random to make sure say everybody.
So they said that they are looking for people who've committed crimes.
Okay.
People who have either served time in prison and now they've violated some law. And now people who also have gone through immigration courts, maybe your friend was said back courts maybe 2-3 years ago. Okay, judge and say, unfortunately, no, there's no defense in here. It's a free America, it's a will call fee. And also one call. Those are what they say is priority. But that group, no, there's not that many of them. And they have a very high mark each day. 3,000 people. Almost said they detain and deport. You can't get 3,000 people every day. So because of that, so now they are just gathering everybody into the mix. And that's why you're hearing say U.S. citizen be yeah. I'd be trying to say, okay, now show me your status. Now green card holders no want to mean travel again. It's because they can't reach their goal. So, but the focus is supposed to be people who they say yakacho se kodidada one call. And now you've committed a crime. That's what they say. But unfortunately, it's mixing with other people who are not involved.
Okay, I see. So I think you mentioned the part of citizenship. So at this moment, because we've seen a lot of videos, they are questioning people who are citizens, right? You be some say ID where he want for ID back, then they handcuff you. We've seen people they are struggling with them, and eventually have to rise at the citizen. Is those things that AC and as I just say, social media hype, people are just hyping it up?
I'm kind of say a hype, AC, because the videos, they're real videos. It's just not to that degree. They say I know it's in Minnesota. There's a reason why this government, for whatever reason, their focus, their energy, and BBI were Minnesota. But I haven't seen something like that happening in Massachusetts. So I won't say it's not happening. It's happening, but not to that level. Now, as for they're asking U.S. citizens, where are your documentation? U.S. citizens, no, they're not required to prove their status. Meaning, I think Christy Noam, Secretary of Department of Homeland Security, I think this week, I say, whether green card, won't need citizen, and say you have to prove that your status. That's the law doesn't require that. But unfortunately, so there's what the law says, and then there's what they are doing. Okay.
Inti say me in this case, semifana say before I ever call say if I don't my me money and I'm a green card. Me fan say me money and as I'm a citizen, that's a share what do I do if in case I happen to meet one of them and they are questioning me? What do I do? How do I handle the situation? What's my right?
Honestly, it depends on you, the person. Your rights as a U.S. citizen is that you're not obligated to answer any question. You're not obligated to show them anything. That's your right. But the flip side also is that it's up to you to handle the situation the way you see best, right? There's a concept that says, comply and then, challenge it after that. You can't fight, go for a bit, but you can't fight from the grave. And see, if Bibi Kosia and something, it escalates, yes, you have your rights. And as an attorney, I would say, assert your rights, but you are the one that knows what's going on in that situation. So if you feel intimidated or you feel anxious and truly, you have maybe your driver's license on you or you have something that you are the one that knows what's going on. You are a citizen and now you are a green card holder and you just want to appease them so they'll leave you alone. It's up to you to do that. But legally, you're not required.
Something on the TV? Is it gone? Go and check again.
Okay, so Midasma Papa, thank you so much. So before me call into other aspects of the immigration issues, so you're going to say meaning krata. Okay, I'm not meaning krata, meaning green card holder, or I'm not a citizen. What should I do? At this very panic states, it's all over the news because people are very worried, people are very scared, they don't even know what to do, how to handle the situation. What do I do? And if I meet an IS person, how do I handle the situation?
So if you're undocumented, you want to at least have access to a lawyer that you can contact in case anything happens.
Okay.
Right. You also want to be able to have someone like a standby person who that person has their documents. So BBC, you can call them. Okay, I think it was 2 days ago. I have a client called Brazil, or a green card holder, but she's afraid to come back into the country, even though she has a document. And see, she sent me an email saying, okay, Oba, I think the 20th, Oba free. She's entering through JFK airports, and she's designating Nick Nune Nadam for BBC. And so that's something you can do. If you have a lawyer and you're undocumented, and maybe you're in the process of getting your documentation, file it, but it hasn't come through yet. Make sure that you at least have your lawyer's phone number, or at least some email, or even if not you yourself has a lawyer's phone number, your family member. Because if you are detained for any reason, you will ultimately have a chance to contact somebody. And the person you contact should be able to contact a lawyer on your behalf. Right, and the person also wants to know the person where they are keeping you, right? That way we know, because if I have a person's first and last name, I know if you understand the Minister of Finance that was detained recently, his name is a public name. I typed his name to the system, and before the news publicized it, I knew exactly what detention center they were keeping him in. So if you have the person's first and last name, and I know say Ghana for we have nicknames, your birthday will be John, but it didn't be before. Wayne, but it didn't be before. Find somebody in the corner, you have to trust them and give them your actual what is in the system, because say you Chewa, and we know say your friend with John, but the system know your friend will BB Kwame Dieng and see. Our friend lawyer or culture lawyer say, okay, I chimney madam for the day then. What made him say the day John? But means me, I can't ask the lawyer. No, I can't search John in the system. I need his first name, his last name, and then what country he's from, because there's a specific site that we can enter that in to see where he's located. And from there on, the lawyer can contact the detention center to see how we can go about helping the person.
Okay, thank you so much for that very information. International say. The process may change the status. That means that technically I have a lawyer. So should anything happen, I can easily contact the lawyer. What about I haven't started yet because so what should I do? I have not started. Maybe I don't even have the money to start yet.
My kind of said prevention is better than cure, right?
Okay.
So if you have not been detained yet, and you won't be detained. But it's better to have someone on standby, right? So my firm, we have a program. It's like subscription based. Maybe you haven't hired us to work on your case, but you want to be able to access me, say, local grocery shopping, and then God forbid, ISHOWSPEED. You can at least contact me, and then we can start. I can jump in and start the process there. But if you're not part of that subscription base, yesterday, because ICE they won't give me any information. There's no documentation on file saying you've authorized me to help you and that changing. So right now, if you haven't started anything and you're also undocumented, find a lawyer, right? At least someone on standby, and engage them. Like I said, we have that service where you can be on subscription based. BBC, you're parts of us. You're not a direct client, but you're at least parts of us. So I can do something, or just contact another lawyer and see, hey, I'm here undocumented, or whatever the situation is. BBC, can I call you? Some lawyers may say no unless there's a contract, but it all depends. So the best thing I would say is have someone on standby. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. I think, sir, we might need one whole show purposely for this immigration discussion. But just because of the way things are going, we decided to just come with some type of education, and then we go from there. So maybe you might give us the opportunity so we can have a proper conversation from A to Z, not just with the ICE, but as in terms of to changing our status and stuff like that. So. Maybe person over maybe say my phobia or anybody has any question. Dr. Santa, Afeso, Anevi, any of you have any question for lawyer for me?
No, okay, bro. I can't in area.
Okay. Yeah, also. Yeah, I'm so me too. Who mute? Okay.
Mama lawyer.
Yes.
Good. My papa a lawyer, not my papa a lawyer, I'm a lawyer first.
Okay.
Lady come me boy about so. Yeah. Now me per se. who explain bibi kakra ema ye ne etie for say your kase will be undocumented. Who are those people who are undocumented?
It's a good question. So anyone who's here and you've overstayed your authorized period of stay. Okay, not the visa, but the authorized period of stay. So if you come, I mean, I'll use visitor's visa as an example because that's what most of our people come into the country with. They've given you 5-year multiple entry. It expires 2031. Okay. You're undocumented the moment you are here more than 6 months. Because the visitor's visa allows you to stay 6 months, just 6 months. So if you enter January 1st, by June 1st, you should be gone. If you stay here June 2nd, you are technically overstayed your welcome and you're considered undocumented because you don't have any documentation to essentially prove why you should still be here. That's one. There are also those who have entered maybe through Mexico and not Canada. You know, I've met a few Ghanaians who have, I think, entered through Ecuador and then have maneuvered and they've entered through the border either in Texas and down south. They are considered undocumented because they have no sort of documentation. They didn't come through the front door. They didn't ask for permission to enter the country. So those are the people who are considered undocumented. Anyone who doesn't have official documents showing that they are supposed to be here lawfully.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Let us say, oh, but your question be my lawyer, mamma.
So I guess the mechanism said, me Busana says, I've noticed that in Minnesota, this is where I saw the TikTok video from. But even the real ID, no crowd we are holding, no, real IDs to hold. Even when you show them real ID, no crowd, they're still asking you questions about your real ID. So in this case, what do we do? Because even US for Americans, non-Americans are even being questioned about their citizenship. It's documented. Should we carry our whole documents that we have? And that's the same.
Honestly, it's a complex situation because legally, as a citizen, you don't have to show that you're anything. Just simply saying I'm a citizen is enough. Now, real ID, it's more so for the purposes of travel. And I say that because a person who's a green card holder could get a real ID. So just having a real ID doesn't mean that the person's a citizen. So that could also be why sometimes they don't really take that for anything, because if you have lawful status, you can get a real ID.
Okay.
You don't need to be a citizen to get a real ID. That's one. Two, I'll say it's a case by case assessment, honestly. If you want to stand, for me, for example, I'm an attorney, so God forbid, if you stop me and ask me questions, I can lay out the law, right? If it comes down to the person, if you feel as though you are nervous and give them what you desire to do in that moment. If you are a green card holder, say I'm a green card holder, here's my green card. They might leave you alone. But I want to also say that context is very important in this situation, in the sense that most of the things we are seeing now is in Minnesota, right? This administration seems as though they are hopping from state to state. Again, by God's grace, I haven't heard that in Massachusetts. God forbid it won't happen here. It started, California, then they got kicked out of California. Now it's Minnesota. So if you are not in any states like that, I would say generally you should be fine. But it all comes down to you, the individual, what your priority is at that moment. I will say, unfortunately, it's like, when Black people were being stopped by the police and were being shot and things of that sort, right? The general advice that people were giving was comply, get home alive, and then you can fight it tomorrow. And so I would say in that same vein, because the way that some of these ICE officers are escalating, I would rather you comply and fight tomorrow and sue them and maybe pay off your student loans that way than to fight and challenge and it escalates and then God forbid, a life is lost.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And I say, so I make come say a brain yes, I think we might have to arrange and have a time, just as I said earlier on, and we'll have a full session. We give you the whole floor, then give us all the education. But before you leave, now if you Yeah, me I mean in crata, me I mean shasiye, me I mean citizens, me I mean a green card holder. A foot will burn out, but me I met me the woman tomorrow so that I can go with.
So you're a green card holder. If you're eligible for citizenship, contact a lawyer, let them assess and apply for citizenship. That's the, I would say, ultimate protection. And no crowd knows to see how you're hearing things in the news and see if U.S. citizens are being questioned, how much more a green card holder. And I say that because, especially in my Ghanaian community, you're 10 years, meanwhile, that's not the end. It doesn't give you full protection. So see, God forbid, if you commit a crime and you are a green card holder, you're going to immigration courts, right? But if you're a U.S. citizen, that might not be the case. And so if you're a green card holder and you are eligible, consider talking to a lawyer and say, okay, this is how I got my green card. Do you think I should apply for citizenship? That's one. Two, if you have a green card and you committed a crime, whether 2 years ago, 4 years ago, travel is something you want to assess. I had a conversation with a Nigerian, I think Thursday. Nigeria. I told them, is it someone dying? Is it a wedding? It's the way. This is not a time to say me person me trying to make up. Assess the situation so that before you go, especially if you have a criminal history. U.S. citizens, again, the law. This is your homeland. Yeah, well, now you're not, whether you're born here or you are naturalized. No, this is your homeland, and the law says you don't have to prove that you are a citizen, but also assess the situation for your own safety. So, please be mindful of where you go. Be mindful of what you do. Whatever you do, try not to have any, if I say, engagements with police enforcement. I'm not saying ICE, but your local law enforcement. So when you say we need driver's license, I will drive one patrol drive here. Okay, it's the tail lights. If it's gone out, go and get it fixed. You don't want to put yourself in the limelights, and I'm saying that because being undocumented, it's not a death sentence. I know they're making it seem it's not like that. It's not like that. So I'll leave it there for now.
Okay. Lawyer, but as our contact information so be here. Put be na wafrel na yengu me kasa question be about the I'll put it aside because very important, but we'll deal with that next time.
Oh, no problem. So the phone number is 508 Massachusetts, but maybe I'm all over the world. And yeah, I'm Massachusetts only. 508-439-4445. And see, number is 508-439-4445. Which me for any time. We'll be there answer. We'll be our questions.
Paper champs the last was a 35 or 45. Last
445.
45.
445. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a papa. Thank you so much for with me about kind and you to me. Okay. Yeah, so thank you so much.
My pleasure. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yo, everything for with the yasan be ya ebi yasan be fi ye be twetwe nkomo apa na watwe mu. Lawyer, other questions bebree am concerning this immigration issue. In them chroma now I bring na yo come see, you don't even know what to do. Quickly, yemma fie na yemma share first on our agenda. Your friend is saying Masloc boss. Is it America say you're born in America? Can Ofori Atta so now on some urban say now why you overstay America and your day aquafarming to me be say so say and can you overstay not just say Ghana and the concerning his issue here na and the war but mention here when is Doctor Zanga, you just say through.
More to say, and I'm saying,
Anyway,
I can for a town or in December, Beba. Honestly speaking, I honestly don't know what is going on with Ofori Atta. I honestly feel says something is fishy.
Yeah,
something is going on, but I don't know what it is. I'm trying to lay a finger on that. His arrest with ICE, meaning say a planting, and that's something that like because Kromwadie, I bet you. I don't know. Like
so
I
my main clear because maybe a bit more the report about last week from SP, which is a special prosecutor and attorney general side, almost say because of extradition, you know, and then now man almost me however, another report about this week which say ne visa a overstay, like I say be a man point of entry na pa ho anything ya fan. So you don't even know say answer no kura say SP ni AJ no omo ye adwuma na ngasa. Does that clear that for you?
As for that information, they me what did that I know. I know say almost in the visa trim. I know all this information, but what I'm saying is that I would say America kumwa. Na say visa etrimwa. You bet you not just say anamombia wu ankasa wetua. Ebia one calculating a year entine yachon. And I say ye be so. So first of all, no. Can Ofori Atta no visa etrim no. Was he still living in baby I know catch him so kwakot na I nim so send visa twam and I said indeed on person beba Ghana baby otin nko be change location. So I'm just ice for you then omunya no. That's what I'm trying to say. Omunya then omuchi. Aha, ko ma the ice be chiwa we pia bontin asem bi esi wo ye adwuma mo pie ho. Wo drive wo mo achi. What happened? Can Ofori 30 fia na ice for baba chin na. What I say, we I don't know. I really want to know how this happened. Internal, I feel that I don't know. I honestly don't. Everything I say on one kind of for that on the side, ebia say I sa chino there, and the I sa chino more releasing no mood in asem into the extraditing a ditina any. You see what I'm going? Not just say our plan, our strategy. I say chino and they are no mood deport too. But Ghana buying also no America buying pressure. The reason why the government of Ghana and Niabre say Yachi Abu Trika say Oye 419 ye didn't sometimes dina kwa America for no. Ye treaty ya omuni America for say ye nyen in term fan America for because ye so ye rob you America ye say omude ne brain. Intina I had to say I just said tit for tat what you say. Intino speeder, we have to do something to keep Ofori Atta in America. And one is on one fan who come eyes say me visa trim. What you say? And as on one ye be no say me visa trim. Wafa lawyer, a very prominent lawyer. You be dinasam. Okay, ni visa trim na yachino. Until you go ye dinasam. Why you need immigration so court a work room. Every 2 years krani ndi wasem wie. Every 3 years, 5 years krani ndi wasem. And I bet me action what for lawyer no. Then you turn it into asylum seeking. Say, me ana be me ho aba. Me visa twem but kona me nko ye no. The reason is say me kwa be prosecute me wrongly. Oh, I'm tata me. And until me ma me visa twem no. Into me gina so to apply for asylum. Obenya na waka. Into no a strategy. I don't know. It could be that strategy. It could also be someone or careless any action. But how's ice be who say what's here near babechon? I don't understand that one until I understand whatever is going on. I'll just reserve my comments later and we'll talk about it.
But that's Papa. I'll reserve my comment later and we'll talk about it. And then we'll come back to Tamaklo's issue. Anevi. What me to? You me to yeah. What me to?
Ofori Atta no. Now Dr. Kabibi said, on yes, opportunity reason and answer come fast. So I think they're a very valid question. The Crown may say that in the real facts on how or more a channel, but the only
that's right.
Thought I mean was say he went for an immigration appointment, and that is why the source say in the document, Atuchi man so Ghana so no or case or yeah under investigations or Ghana. Now say yeah arresting until share most of the ICE arrests now. The braina yeah call immigration interviews and immigration appointment. Now ice ahwehwɛ ɔmo yɛ nim na ɛho so mistake bi wɔ ha maybe a twɛmo yɛ bibi say na ya found. Those are the key people sisi a me no ka say yeah chichi ɔmo pa apart from ɔmo yɛ criminal target yeah ɔmo bi on mo so no why bibi maybe a twɛm but personally no ɔno a handle no so call immigration because ebi no mo ho amokɔ immigration appointment every 3 months bia due to status on the back room, I do every 3 months, you do every 6 months, do so every year. Be amoko, so I visit me. Sano be say, can I Ofori immediate terminal, not a US citizen, but Oba Ghana na Obepe finance minister Edino, or the citizenship network. Into Oba back to the US now, elections I have to about Ghana, the party and NTV and Winia, me. As finance minister again, he wanted to readjust the status back to the citizenship. So that is where they were working on until say there was a video buyer who said, "My name say AI, AI no. Am I intimate engineer be brandy?" Who said he was being sandwiched by 2 ICE officials. That tells you say he was arrested and he's being taken to custody. So with that video, personally to me, I will be a bit cautious in discussing that or authenticating because of the AI system as it's a rule the whole world. On another angle, so you see a chicken of reactor fire. But if you go back to Ghana, Mitie Ghana and Penifona, especially his political party, the NPP, it seems like they are not talking about it. It seems like they don't even care. And say, and I am Pasa Papano, Yachinana. Yamu Kenya Sabin, Futu and even the government may share that your official statement from Ghana, Sabia, and Foreign Affairs Minister in making statement. And I say, OSP, I'm making official statement. And I say, press conference say, Ghana for Ufuriata, and then America for second. Or detention will stay to America. We are working with American authorities to release the said person to us. Maybe at this duration, Munya Betre, mention that your official communication coming from the Ghana department. So that tells you, say, and so if it is indeed Operator has been arrested in the US, I want the NDC government comes out with an official news, official. There should be a press conference. No more educated Ghana for news and America by Ekutano. Into ABI, and you moved in South. So America, almost the name Maya, then never back Ghana, no about facing charges. Now, many are Sanka Kabi said, Ofori Atta to me so I'm making cases say, or call Ghana or you say, and also bet to me, I'm man fundamental right on human right. Into how say I tell the number call Ghana extradition ain't easy. A bit may take years. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And I didn't I was so much you and more than more neither Yenya Papa no Ghana because Papa Ghana for Yeniano. It's an say, Katas, she said, any dream will be a home kitano. If you say, the side for one and Sabo, which was so back Ghana. So I want them to come out with an official statement. And not meet me a GD or the Omoyed.
It has say submission out there, but I'm say the now what can I say from official even we call BBC BBC has even reported for his detention with the US. And I'm say last week so Joy FM. And so last week that day now reported say as I think it was Attorney General and SP for now the no mobile car someone can say because of the extradition in see and now and son and you US and buying. So it's like I said the move to foot right there. Every any bizarre. But that's a papa that young quay name. I'm saying Oba Ottoman. Okay, I'm so bad, I know, yeah, my member back na and share and fra. I feel so sa chichi Masloc, former boss. On also so yensa kano. But enemy bisa says because Me, I don't even think NDC they are even doing any prosecution because won't to me, I don't even know where we are going with this very case. And then Ofori Atta, we don't even know. AG by there's a lot of cases. Your friend is saying SNIT, a national service, even the national service case. Up to now, I don't even know what's going on. Is this NDC? They are just at the end of the day, for Ghanaians to know. So, or it's just they actually determined to make sure they prosecute people who are consume the abanisika. Dr. Mamrao.
Politics and Kasano a certain complex entity or situation or issue to talk about. I try as much as I can to avoid politics, but some people look up to us to help them to understand some things that are happening. Appropriate for us to once in a while, you touch base on politics. Into the way very much appropriate. Into the way my man started Enfi said nam tamaklu, lady and so Masloc boss, lady and so let me trickle down to whether NDC is doing what they are supposed to do or not. Said, yeah, because I say here, we are talking about Ofori Atta.
Yeah.
Me, I'm trying to connect some dots. It might make sense to some people, might not make sense to some people. That's fine. NDC, trying to bring Ofori Atta down to come and answer some questions of corruption. Oma try, in fact, Papa, what do I say? Because Ofori Atta, as you know, it's sebi, Uska, Sika Bonahum, Wabe Pebi Eguno, and all connections. I mean, Minister of Finance, what are you talking about? Sika Wagana in an aircraft. What do I say? The NDC is trying to bring this guy down. Now, a section of the country, politically, a section of the country say, a witch hunt on your head and a muchesino. So NDC to prove say, yeah, we are not doing this because of political reasons. They have to prove to say first of all, no, I said me can share be no. What do you say?
Yeah.
Me me share be anom actual sense san poison him. Pepe into no yanom. And also since the yen and some movie. What happened? Oh, sorry. Let me finish this one and we'll talk, okay? Help a bit. Me. Yeah. Into no the dots I'm trying to connect in say. Said in Tamaklu, what's not brochure? We don't have a shop brochure. The Ebana saying, and went to me and Yamayanchi said Nam Tamaklu. What does he? But Ofori Atta de by extradition, he said Nam Tamaklu. It's not making sense to me. It's not making sense to me. To me, oh yeah, I think say the NDC is trying to prove say dear Kurampuni sooner than Abba. They are trying to make it very difficult for opposition to say can Ofori Atta the witch hands. How are you going to say it? Dear no be musi we diska intino yakwachino ya denaba. Into Ofori Atta na yakwachino abano and political. Your friend saying,
leadership by example. Leadership by example.
Thank you. Into accountability. And to say, what do Baby Jammy? Nan call two Nina, no more Korean Quemun warrior. Me didn't kind Eddie about Bomediana. Namidi about El Bowodia, Untminkasa, because me discipline with no favoritism. This is exactly what I think is happening.
Okay.
Suddenly, no. Masloc leader, the boss, to be honest with you, for a very long time, I case where because let me say I have court case. Suddenly, I feel After America, as a law, some a police were, some can do a cry between Achimani. Yachio for Atta no. Any 2 weeks in po. Yes, see Achitama close.
Yes, I think just last week here, last week Monday was I didn't yet see
last week here.
And it's just a week here now, no say Achino.
Good. Into to me, you know, from Niamania, yen na ye kawa he pepe binio. Say bibi nye clear. Bibi yen te bibi ase. Something is fishy.
Okay.
And ye clear to us. Into no. Ono no di no. Sa Masloc leader ne di no. I don't understand. I don't understand. Now, no, menti bibi ase. Into no. Back to Ghana, whether NDC is doing whatever they are supposed to do or not. Politicians in Yunano, are we midfielders?
Okay.
Are we defensive midfielders? What they are saying, defensive midfielder, and say, oh no, about midfielder at the same time, so support a defense.
Defenders, yeah.
What they are saying, so he's right in front of the central forward. What they are saying, and on a chance, or no, on your defender, on also on your striker.
Yeah.
On no Genefifi ho. And also supply ball no, or the call left, no supply, not the call right. Into no, San is NDC, no. You can blame them. You can blame them at the same time, and also you can also give them some, cut them some slack. And they say, "You're too abansoma, baby, so bebu my The task is not just to come and chase people for Ghana's money.
Okay.
Into divide it. No, baby. Part of abino, making sure say, Ghana for you, papa enom. Part of Abino is making sure that Ghana people are safe in the night when they are sleeping. Part of the government is making sure that school for to school. Part of the government is to make sure that Obi with Digan is Kibian so on Febimra. In the end to me, Jina Bakuso. And French, I say, oh, ye Juma, I say, oh, ye Juma. I say, Kenny in a boom. Now, yet to me, a judge say at this point, oh, boy Juma, and I say, oh, boy Juma. Into Sana, make me account that side.
But that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. On the part of the lady said in now, and also I'm saying, we be chima drink a crack also on social media. Okay. Also, people who say ya chinam pa among your location, yeah, but no, business and me post. Somebody also asked, say, other than all stress are, I know will be editor comment and as I say. Detention almost say you did not got to know. Another answer media outlet be Ghana so every people say and no correct na sa detention ma investigation yes only ho. So no so no emu nhyɛ da nda ho say ya che no say ya nche no emu nhyɛ da nda ho. Those are the things that make us say other than ban sa abanem ba bonten meye official press conference and state because I'm on idea of your press conference I'm idea on now that I actually will be I know the amount out of press conference now. I did because that is where we can ask them questions. Say, yeah, channel or that state ben. Again, I'm more yafa ne extradition to the country. Sabumano or call if you Ghana call US. I think it's more than 4 years. I think so, but so sure. OSP and also about Ofori. Atta and Tamano for Atta echo for. They were consistently hating him, say, Umbra, no mean, no, Cramujra who declare no, sorry, figurative. Yeah, it is only in Ghana now. Me say if somebody is a figurative, right? To me, say, Obi a ya channel, our prison. Now we're Johnny, and our cells, no, we're Johnny. And now you're figurative, and I'm a buana. I think that to my understand, that is what I mean. But Ofori Atta, you're in Ghana. On Johnny free a jail be an answer be a Ghana, and I say, our country be at the other yet. Plus to find stuff I forget. You know, Omo money maybe yes, I say, Omo nim the Omo. And I don't want to believe that. I know that they are very competent, they know what they are doing. But because of the system we live in Ghana now, there are loopholes or system. You know? That's why sometimes Omo apply loopholes. No, a command pennyphobia, it be warm on some. Now, can no one say that I'm being said, Ofori Atta, not your finance minister, now with Disika, not buying NPP, are buying at Nasu 88, or my who say, and from Sobia. it takes a different political party to come into power. No, who said, "Baby, that na sad time no, sa OSP no anya MPP time no also. Ufosuja ajabion, the friend say, ajabion is one wine. MPP time no ni ho.
No.
So no ho. And the DNC at that time no. One to me investigation, no take Ghana, no finance minister. No one to me human who's upon this car until say, not by free so and sana of Uso Jabios, one who said, Ofori this car. And the country no one can grow. I mean, you can't put too much, and it is not helping the country. Our personal interest. Why you OSP for 8 or 4 years under the same political party now? Papa no etiswa with this anyamrasem. One to me who say. Ofori abaya so kotna America they appear na master to say why am from so omra Ghana me na never been insist so papa me da say
never be insist so papa when neoma hore ekoso wo Ghana me we kofi showbiz and awo hwe na samenu anom wo so betumi de wadwenkyere ade aba na bibie etumi akoso wan aka na nyina ade amawo betumi nsa aka no wo Kofi Spotlight ewo Facebook, YouTube, Instagram and Twitter. Afeso na if you microphone channel nsa betumi aka no ho bibi etumi akoyi. Quickly no yemra na yemma mehwe the Ghana ni a ye won second ewo bronze, which amana me who saw video no now was asking say what exactly did this guy do to this very guy or this kind of one, because all your video now we will say na idea ni pani basi no so basi we no the this kind of war Ghana ni no ebe pem no now wo be pem na me twa mokwa you still decided to attack me na because I said there obi no share that share no ma call you cannot even explain without very exactly what happened. But remember, doctor, I don't know
okay.
That video no.
Oh, my video stories may follow up.
Now, what was going through your mind? Then na cause what you.
Yo, thank you. Yeah, to say, I want those who are watching us to, especially those from northern part of America, North America, to understand this. Majority of the unprovoked, cases like me see, on anyway, or Connie baby, and on Moody's, and I want to say, a stable we come free, we will be here, or then majority of cases like this one, and and a mad. In fact, mad people in America don't walk around stabbing people. Now, most of them know a gang-related initiation cases.
Okay.
What do you say? Maybe I lived with a friend.
President.
Yes. Now, I see Canadian me and he say, Obahano, not by NCA. Or a security guard, or no so appoint you massa antino, I so gina traffic, a bus stop. Munino, Nipa bebre wo ho, nya no nko bebre, mo pe bus. Na ojina ona no wan hu hwe ni oti ani se obi finechi e de sekan abewo nechi.
Hey.
E de sekan na wo no de sekan wo ni wie ya no dimirike dwane e. Any moja to no, and up till now, I war ba Nensa Edasiania, Nichi. Now, every police be na a gang initiation friends and issue. She said, or join a gang. And a gang, before they join, they have to initiate you. So, see when you're day, you want to join the gang. Into J2A, take this gun. Go to the mall, shoot 8 people. If you are able to escape, you can join the gang.
Okay.
And I said, before you join the gang, say a white people's gang. Gang no be more second say fako wo bi but men fako wo bi kako nipa kra na so yo bibini because omo ya brofo sa hate group ni bi into no go and kill a black guy if you can kill a black person and you can join the gang and che be a video be ba out e will train mo se bas mu train mu some guy be a Ukrainian asylum seeker be which is our case you know guy no tini or to train mu din and a Ukrainian girl don so no ebetna seat na ewo na nim no ono so ti wodin etini phone so and a black guy na or to a Ukrainian nature no sorry boko fast kind or the war girl no kum we kun free unprovoked onim no baby what you say intino most of them no a gang related issues way any near to ya down for asiedu no the only difference is that this one no nyina ho no nyina nante and I want to say kind obi okọ we abodam omodam obodam ni kura usuro obi abodam okro no hu kura usuro what you say intino me be gina we so na mama mo amuti America muti Canada mo amuti United Kingdom muti Spain muti Italy. So we and you're unique only to American people. It's you baby, especially yeah before not so we are gun in you, so we be bini. Say ukofu trainer, make sure say sit na ediwechi afam war and I want home so you can see whoever is coming after you.
Okay.
Mutien yepa, what's America chromo atien yepa? I'm very happy there. I have this opportunity to educate people. Who America Chrome work with train station say work of a trainer. Don't stand closer to the rails, No, don't do that. Debiano make sure say baby you are standing in the middle of the platform now. Obi kwa sumwetiko train ba no obi sumwetiko krampo na unkonkoto rails no so. And also happen pa. Baby who be jine bia so no make sure say who will control over who is behind you, who is coming ahead of you, and whoever is standing by you. Debiano so don't join the crowd. Nipejina obebre na rush hour no. But what this obejina baby was space. I will be back. Ubetumi jina ho yie. I am quite surprised. Ukofo basa. But what they say anytime about full basi biano, wakwa the back seat, the last seat. Because what's the back seat? Obia mamit no wichi. Because the moment I will be just sit wichi. Obi baba bet no wichi no. The moment maza nipa konso wo second wo kon ho. Because what wichi. Inti de biano seat bi obet na so no. Make sure say seat no obi anti wichi.
Okay.
Sit obi betumi abetina wachi na enya available. Don't sit down. Gina hone so dadie no mu say. So that you can see around. Won obi oba. What you say? What point adwuma? Won drive, you don't drive in America. Ebi o in your fault. Ebi o na enkrata 70. You don't drive. Who point adwuma na ya anadwo. Menya ho gangalia say area ha de mini maybe ametumi akofie. Because more boy baby proud now, they don't even live in that area. Gang for no be park car no more catch us si form on akwa no oba no. For 1 second, ultimately 1 second ya share a base. Ya over join it. Inti no upun adwuma na ade asa. Ti say me baby am ti me drive we mpo no. Say me pun adwuma na ade asa. Me adwuma parking lot no. Mitumi da car ni mu. Bi jesi so heat kakra also. Ma lock me door no. Mitumi da kakra. Ewo medwumam ewo mekem eme ewiem ebiebie kakra ansa mabefie because baby am me drive na mo ba no ebi wa metumi drive by 5 minutes mpo na mi share car ba akumpo. Okay, but anything can happen. Into advice to you ne say so utie yen ebi at 6 months later when am YouTube no we share video we here but more than say we share video we share this video share this program. We share
before ya anti bro for no so anti tree no
mu share video way
remember about man, I can't perform my.
What do you say? Say, be very vigilant. What do you say? Because I can't na about the air shadow. Now I got pay bucket. No boost you. Now you see what you I know you see.
Then I say, I can't now for buckets. No boost you with you. My men call yo.
No, I think so. Oba, yeah.
I know so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm saying you gonna near your one second New York about so and I won't come on a tree. Now, yeah, so this thing is seeing what a cabrante can and come to me to avoid such a situation. And so food will be why to me now. Doctor, take advantage of 2 and 4 things we should do, things we should be very careful of. Oba, I didn't know.
It's really.
I think you've seen the video, right?
Yeah, my whole video it's very sad. Initially, no guy in a barn so no so any them so no so corners like what's up,
trying to defend himself,
just to kind of get him off him. But it's so sad. Nobody knows. Just say unim de besi wakwem. Empire Bonaja, somebody will say their doctor and it's true. We have to be aware. You have to be aware of your surroundings. No one is safe. Just say we are in a different time right now. That area say ayehu into everywhere you go, even when you're sitting in a taxi, an Uber, always be aware. It's so sad saying sorry or juma. Who is to think that he wasn't gonna come home? Just say he had plans for the next day, crowns or so.
I know, right?
It's so heartbreaking. Minim what else he could have done. That's the thing. Minim what else he could have done to protect himself. But I think initially, no video now, guy in the ban is so now or corner so no. He could have just basically just ignored it. And then
move on. Yeah.
And moved on.
Yeah.
I think, when he acted like, he was defending himself. Now, later, he right after who's a guy, a machete, that's when he started to run and he stumbled.
Yeah,
and
unfortunately for him.
It's, I guess, my advice to you is say, and you have to be in a, defense.
Yeah.
What you say, and yet the bia obi provoke what be nyabotre. Watch them vigilant. What's the word? You know what I'm saying?
Be vigilant.
Yeah, be vigilant. Be very vigilant and be very careful. Obi provoke sometimes obi be shut up. Obi be shut up be provoke you. Or pro now, or trying to provoke you to anger, and who here to retaliate, and who here learn to walk away. We have to learn to walk away. There me yana said,
oh yeah, Tonkapa.
Okay. There me yana said another thing to say. Okay, they may make what I'm thinking is a nema.
Yeah.
What did he leave behind? What measures? And you tell me, I said we have to be because we pray, we leave and come back and be safe. Do you understand? But now I'm thinking, did he have measures even set in place? We shouldn't wait till BBBC and Sana. We have certain things set in place. Again, I'm resurfacing back to Lumba's situation. What's so far? You have to make sure that death is inevitable. Fifi, we will go anytime. Obi could die one sorry. Yenyua be me also okwa adwuma or kwaba wa medufie. We have to plan and put measures in place. Life insurance policies, living wills, power of attorneys, a whole lot of things. Said it won't create a mess for you later on. I'm saying this because, of course, I am a financial advisor. If you need to sit with someone to really organize estate, plan your life, put measures in place, I'm the right person to talk to. But in your dear, it's very sad. I feel raising funds for their family and them kakrebi and sadie. But if we have certain measures in place, it's also why it protects your family. And another thing, Fifi, we have to also invest in mace, pepper spray.
Okay.
That's something that I take around with me all the time because
I say pepper spray. I say mala be.
We shouldn't think about it that way. Even if a crime may be crab attack you have your spray, your mace. And this is a man can lie. It's something that will protect you. Anything. Kindness or mace. At least it's a pepper spray that will delay the person's attack for a little bit. Hey, wait there, a matter of life and death, and there's no gender.
I know, right?
Fifi, there's no gender. Papa okoyo ban, koban so ne washing crime ebwana.
I know, right?
And we always have to. If people are even licensed to carry, but all I'm saying is that you gotta protect yourself. Hey, sad. Any opportunity be to me to really raise funds and kind of help the family out. Me who video being so and the daughter was crying, just unconsolably, just crying. Oh, it's so sad. Just like Doc said, kind what to play mu, what to train mu, play mu cry. What are you gonna do? But train mu, taxi, even you driving. Not going out at late at night. If you are late at night, making sure you have the proper precautions around you. Mace is a good thing. Please carry a mace around you. Just to say the least. At least you could tell mace to cry. It will help you. But may his soul rest in peace, and may we all learn something from his demise. God willing, hopefully. Bonfire for the family as well. Again, put measures in place should anything happen. That's it.
Again, put measures in place should anything happen. Name Uncle Arevi.
Yeah, good. No back can be said pepper spray. If you put a weapon, you the pepper spray na bed na.
I never spray any crown, at least it will delay you some time. Okay. The eyes no who baby are attacking,
I love you, Charlie. I good because one, me mistake. Me fa like Bibi and Shem who said me piako chromuti me
who else? Me young
more tough guys, macho-ness.
Yeah, but I think that you're also here protection.
Yes.
And he said something like pepper spray. Okay, I'm imagining console down.
David.
And now, because I don't know they spray the pana. Me say some me the gun shot me say me the be protect me. One girl be bad make kuno. Yeah, they make to atemu.
But pepper spray,
me pet gun asem because abufo ko bana be ko mistake kuku bia. But say pepper spray dem me dugu wani a say no dey be nku. Ebe ma wani na fra within certain time I meet me again.
Yes.
There are things that Americans do them make quite ya pa the whole world handle. Then is it here na ya started nyentu makono na ya fa nsu en fra na ya pa small spray container bi na ya gum na ya say ya dey share
mo
mami family dey en show
ya show
and then mama show the almost na ya bi
different forms bebre different forms bebre moton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obasa need any baba chiro. Oh yeah, baba chiro.
Minimum some to pepper spray now.
Oh, massa, a huge product around moton all over the world.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and you moko abanyamo mashada ye. E man peppermint o man enye moko ankasa o.
Okay.
Aya it say on say to a year gas. Gas if anything. Anya gas ne friend say go full crowd baromo to anya gas ne friend no.
A mace. It's called a mace.
Mace, yeah.
Mediano is as tiny as this little thing.
Okay.
And the best time is keychain. So like
okay.
It's always in my purse. Into being a realtor, me ko be fear and as I make show a Diane. I always make sure that something like this I'm holding. Should anything
Wow.
happen,
Yeah.
you know, oh papa, then no
You
spray.
this is say or the
Yeah, this is just something small.
You just have to me I said the spray no regular spray.
It was like police for when they're trying to contain the crowd or concert, and I said rally beer. Sometimes they spray them with mace or pepper spray.
Yeah.
It weakens them because a coani is a gas to be a coani.
I said tear gas.
Tear gas.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Tear gas.
Tear gas.
It is as small as it can be.
And do any boy I?
It's not really expensive, but obia kutawea obia when was the way it's packaged and then different shapes. It be a shape like a lighter. It's different shape, and it's just compact. At least if you have a flashlight, and you have to make sure that you keep away from kids. You know, just keep it away from them. Yeah. But it's always in my car, not in my bag or on me when I'm going somewhere. It's a protective measure. If you also carry small pocket knife, it's not illegal. I mean, I don't know if it's illegal, but anything, pepper spray is the safest. It's just to scare somebody away from you. It is a I didn't me. Instead, so say call guy in the swan car, obi to me a kutani BB just to distract him, spray him and run. Oh, if time permitted that, you know, it's rather unfortunate, but yeah. And if this is what it is, you're trying to miss.
And who be here pass will be a baby. And I'm not saying a doctor so air can say, oh, to not care more, and not train more, to training at dinner. Sometimes there's a view on more becono, not bars on the crown. A chain I am.
Yeah.
Wrong. And you know, a year empire and also a boss. Yankushia or Bronson to send you cocoon your brain.
Yeah.
Because we have to know you want if a bonnet for hobby breast, especially in the bronze, me matna bronze open. And a mirrors will be able to see in that area. Bronze there. Baby anyway you see. Maybe a safe can cry a 200 hot airco Jamaica for no hormone there 235, 240, 26 a honor year bit can but bronze from 160, no money 140, no money a horrible area. Me New York, Bronx, any a pie me car, glass, car tape, na me who be down America. Na me limita America create bini ho. Na me say bini ho. Say,
I don't too tight there. Omu too for ties there.
Omu too for rims ni bibi.
Na me nimu that because me kai Ghana na me nim say sade no. And for the first time America, you pie me car, glass, a two tape, a shock me. And I'm so wow. And what in say being so me quay or bronze. And the corner my babet na Maryland, I'm a quay year or bronze. A year no parking space minyan a walking distance bear say 10 minutes. In do 10 can me do a year na say. And also make up parking me car see train that day be as ye call a year no 12. Ye pon 2:30 to 3 I'm free. The banner so you break into my car. Omuyi bibi a okan including sabe brass amedi between me secret aqua family it say empabwa me dey call as a spare of fire spray ade bi eda me kai ma me use am aka ha and no crowd fight just me nim dey no dey call dey boa me that night ne say me nanti to the funeral grounds no and me friend obi on Maryland and I'm a Chinese so I feel no mabe do I feel na me kwa yi na senti komodia mu na bibi e ba say meja me wallet atoka nim tana me kind to be kind me kan ma no na o tape o so ya waja wallet atoka nim when the sign off and I'm so baby amadu no there yi no haya anti no nya dia obi a be back me say no on ma me pressure. Now wallet this no me dey atoka me dey to me car seat na se me if you be send the to car seat na o ma me pressure say ya there because you wallet obeka say nipa ni nim say ade ni besi pressure e di me hwe pressure na de ma me na am so no ma me ko yi e na me catch us okay jala so me come back to the car ma confirm me wallet and I'm a call back and I'm call for wallet. And yes, sir, dear, why no more $200 but my bank card, my driver's license, any credit card, and a shame Kobenya advantage to media could chichi and I don't know a whole lot. I know they and no save me at say me cofa wallet ne save me buy and me cano. That crash a cano. Come on, honey, I do. But Obi catch me say area holiday crack, you know. Mommy for me can see you now, so me cram in my view. That night na me returning echo me crash. If you wanna men call bronze be no. Bronze baby a honye safe. M1 say Trump buy no crack down on the code DC near the on call bronze. Crime never bronze no. And yet na me pedal Trump beba a soldier for na ko go hotel on bad DC baba ye no. E beti me ama crime no so there ati ko DC as a crime rate with DC e cut down because of national guards at Trump and the call no tika say on beti me the same thing on bronzer kebeboa o come Manhattan and this how and anami o
some Manhattan 24/7 Manhattan 24/7
yeah na more that we are upstate New York about 40 minutes to Bronx. I want to know me letters because so the letter for bronzer obeko fie no na item no on the tour no biafa. Wow. But on only hono say ade e koto hono mo a me drive akọ fa me connect da ho obi anfa ne hono mo na me de me car kosi a obi de the car be pem me car na me ni ho car no kran say papa ne throw note e de share me car na nim say or de the car na ba reverse no or the pem me car it no tremi me friend no ba bronze ain't sisa obedwane. You see there are some places abrofo te there san kwase de na bi ni ho na there be a Spanish for any year to for you I want a crown rate in the doors of America they make me a canon miniano may he so rest in peace yeah
miniano may he so rest in peace. It's unfortunate sin and as an unfortunate situation and I see and you expect to be so bit me see but I sometimes you know say Ghana if it's America there and I say developed world no crime in sheda yede eni and I say crime getting we say may I have friends or kota de oba na obi agbawura no window mawura ne fie America we say hey ayi de mu nyo manyina asa for window away bus I wouldn't ba akro if wouldn't ba akro ye yi nyo ma won ne ho nyina ne nanzi osa park in the car or twa no abo no obi ayi nyo ma won car no mu ko
wow.
Nowhere is safe. Nowhere is safe. It's
they go to
the rich neighborhood.
The unfortunate thing is or tracking phone now on maybe a phone or police force so mobile they are not able to do anything. That is also a funny thing because I remember sometimes back they did the same thing to Lisa, the African market. They went there to loot everything. Come on and record. They call home and nothing. Maybe I got a car. You be you if you man lock a car on the far bag nobody in our police need a who bag no the buy a can say may call home who police and as a who's our police look now may bag anyone one in chair like I don't even know it be me as my can say so who's your book on Africa had a free in a coy see a 419 a free ha and the chroma fraud there wahano is bigger than what happens in Ghana. The kind of fraud they do in this country, no. Minnesota, Somalia. Abrofo fraud Somalia for almost it is bigger and huge out there compared to the other a cost of Ghana. Baba anything. Who is a higher heaven.
Because the Jewish people, there's this almost from they have so many kids, they are on food stamps, they are going to school for free. So the government don't see it all.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of criminal activities that goes on, but it's unfortunate. Yes,
it's unfortunate. Anyway, I mean, my last word, Doctor.
I'm going to come back. Well, my last words on the MC mechanic in a tougher now. Matantano last topic here discussing here about safety. It will be my son.
Yeah.
What do you say? Master, me Embrana lawyer no. Kasa efa visa somehow ni ahwe ni ade nyina no. It did not apply to me. Why? Because Master, the moment I feel play with C, our America, our JFK. Before playing
I said, yeah, my careful man, I was my careful.
Before I hostess who can be a play door. I'm a man who have got you on, bruh. So I thought I'm starting to say me careful. But yes, yeah, don't need me be any me say me grow up to me, Master. Every time I buy out to say my best citizen. Still cramping. I don't behave like a citizen because, Master, we are naturalized citizens. We a bit to me a Jeff in the Oh, you are not a born citizen. You are naturalized.
Yeah.
And then come to me a true application. I can just say, ha, who can throw you are a document and also.
Yeah.
Which me has almost your binya won't be now. In the same my citizen in me took a nakano, me BNG in the moon and use so wrong, me the hygiene. Why? Because my citizen in me hygiene. Into me nyame pay. Ya be obi be you bibi. Into me. Fita ma menya citizen be sita my citizen. Me suman say ahwe yi nkwa still show police. And you say me show chese me am dey ahye me ho say me ni police yen encounter bi ada. Into me police pulling me over that. Me since my drive okroma you pulling me over that. Obi am drive Uber okroma apen police pulling me there na chese ma hwe me hu yi. And they say me ni problem me chese me nam way e me timi so bia me hu ni bia etusha no hu. What I say that is my mentality.
Yeah.
So bia nam ho bia no etusha no hu. Into be oba ya kan say nka emra no. Emra nipa no eye say no nka wanka se no hu no se o ma me nwane kura nko me fia. Nka ba na oda suti nko mu o.
Yeah. So okwa self defense. What
do you say? Me show obi langa chingelingi bema chese uframa bon kura no ko bofo kurampo no. Oso be bu me mega chese yo mati udi ntwa so. Me ko mfie sese ya. Me nkasa na ho kura. Kromwa. Obia wagan. Enti no nya metumi aka ne se enya ha na obe gangalia. Wo ntokwa bi ko de twen nya ko Ghana yenko ni menko penkofo bi ni omo nko ntokwa. O di ase by yeti krom hedie a ye wo ma a ebusuafuo wo Ghana wo ni dae so me nko party eni obi anko ye argument da wunni ade woni kemu ode baaye me nam krom no obi ma me middle finger me hwe nanim kra woni me mani ato njen enya ho na me ko che ne se me nso ehun se me wo ho debi enti na hwe yie no my year from the beginning besi enne na me ye no so aboa me still am da so citizen in free me nsa ye ntro me chi say 2 days obi edidi matem okuro nya be hye me fia me hu bio o dia se enti no minu anu mo America Ghana for ye no unless say wo ha ya wo ha na wo me die bi ye nyina ye ba ha e na nyame adum ye du bebi a ye duro yi a eya mo mani nkofom kakra enye boko entokwa oko supermarket obi di shopping cart epimo a man kasa oka sorry a na waje so no problem wan ka sorry a man kasa ko baby din because America kromo ano you soon than we think or we know nya metumi aka no
let us say and if your last word
my last word near doctor near Obaya can say I say na say Brano or try to defend and not retaliate. Me video no me share the but sad dia and you na on also or call for more violence. I say kujane because nipa no nim near a one home. Me say me back room ade back am asua na asankan kan. So bi tia me nice so cry. Me say oh sorry. Me okase or me mani who say me ni problem and yes because nipa no unim na kwa argument kroma obi a otio hye no na omo so no ntetie na omo fa mu no omo nim ade a enye abufuo bibi kitu abi na mo bu afu me ba ha me ne Black Americans next sign pa omakoma nya ade a chese ye Ghana na ebu ye ni gu so enye omo no eyomo World Cup a chese ehye omakoma even so no kasa kra na ade bi na o sere kra of all say enu kwan sa o sere
yeah
because of all say o sere a wudi no baba ye so say de na bi atete sa ade bi a enye so severe no ye nke ye normal ye but omo no omo hu sa ade no it is all called ebia gathering bi na obi se ho apem na oh nya bo trema no ene ne yia no boko nko o drive na obi se bia wa bon careless no apane chow no asem the nasem ko but o try say on be road range issues obetimi di tuo afri ne kam akun okun a wakun free call for the rest of your life ye hu bio enti ye ma sebe ye so yakoma no enko for momra ye wa abonti ye share dem na se be ye hu dede and ye na ye share dem ba se pie kwa abonti a opposite side na any omo communicate no omo reactions ye try to control ye de no se ne be ma ye go through similar incident enye hanko ana se ye nua we nko ana will go through saadi ya happy ye onkrofo bebre a omawu e wo niema kitinkiti bi hu bo sika be just $1 na obi ya tutu ni yakunu enye sika bia o obi also enye sika o but argument ni I want sika ni yakunu ana ya bonu tu ni yakunu enti no ye besre ye ma yakuma na mra from especially when we step out from the house opposite member na ye share no ye nim na ho boa wa boa ebia na wo de wo fu sa wo ho ye din but ebia no so no okura pepper spray o de begu wani be fra okuta seka o de be wo ebeku okuta tu obeshutu ebetimi ade aham ti e be share yen check ya koma no before I be step out especially if free bibrem ya bet aha no obi krom na sanka ka no all man also even though okuta kroma enkrata but okọ down to some more browa baby ye fi no na o seta bia ye hwe ye dikro we momo attitude e chidia de bia ye be kwa kofa asaba bre na asaba so ye konya omo ye di mo omo chen ya ye fi outside Africa no aprese American no so say ma ye ni kosa de no pa ye ni omunya asema ye nka ma ye be ka mo because omo kro ni omo dia yeah all right
me da say oba
I kind of same thing. Be aware of your surroundings. Learn to walk away. But I think so with social media, the way social media obi a person punky obi. There's a lot of videos where people are being punked and say just for the numbers, just to go viral. Sanya money nina is also high is kind of distracting yang as a community. And be aware, protect yourself, know where you're going, know who the company you're in. There's so many kind of speculations going on about this particular death, but of course, the fast speculations and assumptions in your case. It's very sad, but we, our condolences to the family. Again, if you can invest in pocket mace, please do so. That's all.
Please do so. Na ebebo. Me das papa eda munyina ase. Ene de mo fa nchen there's a little bit of a hitches na mama ya chakakra. Nyame ya domo da sene ye beba back ne ya sha ase wo ye bre no. So bi se eda munyina ase nyame hira mo.
And that's it.
That's it.